Now on CoastTV News.
Shortfall sparks session. What members of Delaware's General Assembly are debating as the state faces losing $400 million in revenue.
Glaring issue why the city of Rehoboth Beach is looking to establish rules on outdoor lighting.
Waking up to temperatures in the 40s this Thursday morning, bright blue skies and breezy conditions await as our dry weather pattern marches on.
Inclusive Infrastructure Initiative. How Maryland State Highway Administration is developing its Americans with Disabilities Act transition plan.
This is CoastTV News Today.
And it is Thursday, November 13th, 2025. Good morning. I'm Matt Pensick.
Good morning, Matt. I'm Grace Eckerly, and thank you for being up with us during this 5 o'clock hour.
You realize 2 weeks from today, it's Thanksgiving.
It has flown by.
Family, food, parades, football, Grace.
I think it's hard for you to choose which your favorite is. What are you looking forward to most? These are
food.
all of Matt Pensick's favorite things.
Food. Just
the food.
Bring on the food. Bring on the food.
Well, my favorite is definitely a little bit of family time, and I'm
now
sure
I
that...
feel bad. You went nice, and I went selfish on that.
Well, we're gonna have our CoastTV family this Thanksgiving. You're gonna have Matt, Chris, and I. Speaking of, turning to our first alert meteorologist, Chris Mastrobono, for a first look at our forecast this morning. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Grace. Yes, I'll be here on Thanksgiving and Black Friday, and we're seeing some pretty cool temperatures out there this morning. We're in the 40s, so not all that bad. We're at 47 in Lewis, and we're seeing clear skies across the peninsula this morning. Shower activity well to our north across portions of northern Pennsylvania as well as central New York. High pressure is really going to be our friend here over the next few days as that moves eastward. You can see temperatures this morning. We're at 46 in Milton, 47 in Seaford, 43 Salisbury, and we're at 49 in Bethany Beach. Winds are out of the northwest, anywhere between about 5 to 13 miles an hour. We have a weak cold front that's pushing through the area, not going to bring us any moisture. We're going to just see a wind direction change, and we're going to be pretty breezy through the afternoon under blue skies. Dry, pleasant conditions will continue through Saturday. We'll have a small chance of showers late Saturday through Sunday. Wall-to-wall sunshine through our morning and afternoon as we top out once again in the mid to upper 50s, and those winds will pick up out of the northwest, gusting 30 to 35 miles an hour. The rain chances over the weekend coming up in my full forecast. Matt.
Thank you, Chris. Our top story this hour, Delaware lawmakers are attempting to address a projected budget shortfall today. The General Assembly is reconvening for an extraordinary session with a looming $400 million loss in revenue. Lawmakers will consider a bill that would decouple Delaware tax code with federal tax law. According to state Democrats, new federal tax breaks will cause the state to lose hundreds of millions.
Also taking place today at Legislative Hall, a discussion of remote participation for lawmakers. House Substitute 1 for House Resolution 19 would update House rules to allow members to attend and participate remotely, but only if a quorum of lawmakers is physically present in Dover. According to legislation, the Speaker of the House would still need to authorize any remote participation, and anyone participating remotely would be required to appear on camera for votes and attendance roll calls. To be clear, remote participation is only during those special sessions.
Also part of the session are property taxes. Senate Bill 206 would extend the deadline for paying 2025-2026 property taxes in Newcastle County. Those supporting the measure say the move is needed after a court case delayed the mailing of tax bills. The current payment deadline is November 30th, but under this bill, that date would move to December 31st, 2025.
In Maryland, the state could be facing budget deficits going into 2026. According to the state budget analysis, there could be a $1.4 billion structural deficit. This was discussed on Wednesday at a Spending Affordability Committee gathering. Important to note that earlier this year, lawmakers said the state was up against a more than $3 billion deficit, which the state says it used new taxes and fees to try to resolve.
Rehoboth Beach is looking at becoming dark sky friendly. According to officials, the city says it does not have a formal rule regulating outdoor lighting.
CoastTV News reporter Elisa Weber is live in Rehoboth Beach. Elisa, this week the city is looking at creating lighting regulations.
Good morning, Matt and Grace. Right now I am in Rehoboth Beach where, of course, it is dark outside, and according to the city, there was a resolution that was passed back in 2021, but there was never an ordinance that was put in place regulating outdoor lighting, like all of the lighting you see around me here right now in the downtown area. And on Friday, the city minimize direct glare and prevent excessive lighting, which would improve views of the night sky. They claim it will help preserve Rehoboth Beach's quality of life, promote wildlife habitation and migration, provide sufficient lighting where it is needed to promote safety and security, conserve energy, and more. And that meeting will take place tomorrow at 10 a.m. Back to you.
So Weber in Rehoboth Beach, from our nation's summer capital to just the nation's capital. Getting a live look now at Washington, D.C. This morning, the federal government getting back up and running after the House of Representatives passed a funding bill. This after 6 Democrats joining all but 2 Republicans in voting yes.
President Trump signed the bill overnight, ending that 43-day-long shutdown. NBC's Alice Barr shows us how questions remain over how long it will take to get back to normal.
With a vote in the House,
the bill is passed,
and a presidential signature overnight. The longest government shutdown in U.S. history is now over.
the federal government will now resume normal operations.
Furloughed federal workers getting back on the job today after 43 days. They and those who worked without pay waiting to hear when their back pay checks will arrive. As airlines work to return to full capacity, the FAA freezing flight reductions at 6% instead of the planned 10% by Friday, with easing staffing shortages set to gradually unsnarl weeks of delays and cancellations.
I think it's horrible how politicians, all of them, use us as pawns.
SNAP federal food assistance will also grind back into gear for the millions of Americans still waiting for their full November payments, turning to food banks instead.
Massive increases in families needing our assistance.
As the consequences unwind, the 2 parties pointing blame at each other.
Absolutely no question in anybody's mind now that the Democrats were responsible for this.
Donald Trump and Republicans made the decision to shut the government down. Would rather do that than provide health care that's affordable.
As Democrats face their own divisions over the deal moderates in the Senate reached with Republicans that did not include health care reforms, an issue Republicans say they're now ready to address with the government back in business. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Happening today back here at home, a roundtable is being held to discuss the state of Medicaid. State Senator Mary Pinckey says that the discussion will focus on the healthcare challenges facing southern Delaware, specifically about the future of Medicaid in Delaware. The roundtable is this morning at 10 a.m. at BB Healthcare in Lewis.
New this morning, the Maryland Department of Transportation State Highway Administration is gathering public input on its 2025 Americans with Disabilities Act transition plan. Officials say the draft outlines how agency plans for Maryland's highways and sidewalks. People who live in Maryland can review it online and take part in one of 2 virtual meetings. One is Monday, November 17th. The other is Wednesday, November 19th, and both of those are from 6 to 7:30 p.m. MDOT is also asking the public to complete a short survey or send written comments to its Baltimore office by Wednesday, December 3rd. And for more on this, head to the article on CoastTV.com.
In Lewis, the city is attempting to get public input on alleys in and around DeVries Circle. On your screen is the area they're focusing on. It's just east of Cape Henlopen High School. Mayor Amy Marasco tells us that this about individual properties and city easements to provide for trash and recycling. It is the only item listed on the agenda of today's 4 p.m. meeting.
Things to know. We got an update is expected at South Bethany's Bicycle and Pedestrian Safety Committee meeting. According to the agenda, they're looking at stop sign enhancements, and this could include what the town is calling trouble spots, like Russell and Canal Roads. Also on the agenda, the discussion on motorized scooters and off-season hazards. This is taking place at 2 p.m.
Happening today, Delaware's Council on Recreation Fishing Funding is set to discuss an update on construction projects. According to the agenda, that includes current, approved, and potential work. Delaware officials are also set to review a redesign of recreational fishing license plates. All this taking place at the 7 p.m. Legislative Hall meeting. And we're just getting started in this hour of Coast TV News Today.
Coming up, Pocomoke Indian Nation Permanence, the celebration that embeds the tribe's history and culture into the Eastern Shore forever.
Also, study to consider trail connection. We'll show you what officials are researching in Milton regarding the possibility of a Lewis-Georgetown trail connection.
But first, we take a step back in time to see how lives were saved along the coast long before the Coast Guard was formed. This week's Coastal Connections is next.
Long before modern rescue boats and even radios, a group of local heroes saved hundreds using nothing but courage and some simple tools. In this week's Coastal Connection, reporter Kevin Zappe takes us to the nation's oldest life-saving museum right here on Delmarva.
Before the Coast Guard, the U.S. Life Saving Service was dedicated to rescuing shipwrecked sailors. And the old station along Route 1 is now a place where visitors can step back in time to learn just how important this station once was.
At that time, most people couldn't actually swim, so even if, shore was in sight, they were probably going to die before they got over here. So really important to have somebody who could respond.
Tyler Dryblatt is the Interpretive Programs Manager for the Delaware Seashore State Park. And he gave us a tour inside.
Now let's say you were actually on patrol and you saw a ship in distress, right? You can't call them up on the cell phone, can't use a walkie-talkie. So the way you're going to alert your friends is by using a flare, these Cosden flares.
After alerting everyone via flare, the real work started. Rescue crews sprinting to the boat room to move 1,000 pounds of gear to the water.
So you're moving literally a ton of equipment, for miles on sand to the wreck and then starting your rescue.
According to Dryblatt, the life-saving station responded to 60 wrecks and saved more than 400 lives. This job came with limited living space, little pay, and constant risk. So why would someone take on the role?
They were really held in high regard. In a time before like movie stars or sports heroes, surfmen were some of the first big public heroes.
The life-saving station started in 1876 before merging with the Revenue Cutter Service to form the U.S. Coast Guard in 1915. Although this cupola is no longer used to watch for shipwrecks, it's still being used to help boaters out at sea.
And just last year, we put up something called Station Keeper, which is a whale monitoring program. So we'll get signals alerting us to whales in the area, and that will actually pass it off to other ships and kind of help reroute them. So again, we're not saving human lives here anymore, but we are still saving lives, and I just think it's a really cool legacy for us to have.
If you would like to see some part of coastal history, be sure to stop at the Life Saving Museum here in Rehoboth Beach that shows you what it took to save lives on the coast. I'm Kevin Zappe in Rehoboth Beach, Coast TV News.
Time is 5:17, and here is a live look at the lights along the canal in Lewis. And First Alert meteorologist Chris Mastrobono is back with us. And Chris, I feel like it's repetitive. Dry, sunny day. Not that I'm complaining.
Yes, the beat goes on. We're going to see bright blue skies through the day today. And those winds will pick up a bit through the afternoon as well. Not doing too bad temperature-wise this morning. Remember, back on Tuesday, we had highs in the low to mid-40s, so we're above that right now. We're at 48 in Laurel, 43 Salisbury, and we're at 49 in Bethany Beach. Winds are out of the west. We're seeing gusts right now, 22 Indian River Inlet to 16 in Millsboro. So those small craft advisories are continuing for the Delaware coast, and those run through Friday morning at 6 a.m. The one for the Ocean City down through Chickateague, that runs through 7 o'clock tonight. And then the Bay, the Chesapeake Bay, has that small craft advisory up through 5 p.m. this evening. We're doing pretty good right out there. Clear skies, some rain and snow showers across western Pennsylvania. High pressure building in. You can see not a whole lot going on across the Midwest, Ohio River Valley and Tennessee River Valleys, as high pressure is going to settle in and keep us nice and dry as this beautiful weather pattern continues across the area. We're at 47 right now in Ocean City. We're up to 50 by around 9 a.m. under mostly sunny skies. We'll top out around 56 in Georgetown, 59 Cambridge, 57 in Easton, 59 Princess Anne to 56 in Berlin. Mostly clear skies through the evening, and overnight will be much colder than where we're at now into Friday morning. We'll dip into the low to mid 30s by the afternoon. Mostly sunny skies, dry conditions, not as breezy. We'll see winds anywhere between about 20 to 25 miles an hour, and then the clouds will roll in. It looks like for Saturday, but we still stay dry through most of the weekend. We're looking at those winds gusting 30 to 35 miles an hour through the day today. They'll relax a bit into Friday as we see drier air continue across the area. Average high is 60. We're going to be in the 50s here over the next few days, touching near 60 on Saturday. 66 into Sunday, and then we take a big drop in temperature as a cold front pushes through late Sunday through Monday. Now we stay mostly dry into Saturday. A warm front's going to be lifting through the region Saturday night, and that's going to bring a round of showers primarily overnight into Sunday. So Sunday starts a bit on the damp side, but I think we rebound by the afternoon as that moisture pushes through. This is not going to be a big system. We're not expecting a lot of rain out of this front, but the bigger story is going to be as that front pushes through, we see a big drop in temperature as we go into the start of next week. We're at 58 Saturday, a dry, pleasant start to the weekend. We are going to see those showers into early Sunday morning. We're bumping the temperatures up to 66 degrees through the afternoon, and then that plunge in temperature comes as that cold front pushes through. A blustery start to next week with temperatures in the upper 40s to low 50s. Matt.
Thank you, Chris. DelDOT is teaming up with Dogfish Head Brewery on a feasibility study of adding a trailhead to Lewis Georgetown Bike Trail in Milton.
The study will take public feedback and weigh specific options for the potential trail. And CoastTV photojournalist Matt Hibsman shows us why beer and bikes are sometimes a good option.
Tonight was an event hosted by Dogfish Head, and they are working with us, DelDOT, on an initiative to fund a feasibility study to investigate connecting the Georgetown to Lewis rail trail with the town of Milton.
Lewis to Georgetown Trail is great. Obviously, as a business that's been involved in the Sussex County community for over 30 years with properties in Rehoboth Beach, Lewis, and Milton, Delaware, we love that you can ride a bike from our inn in Lewis to our pub in Rehoboth, but there's really no safe way to get to our facility out here in Milton.
And I just want to start with how many have been or know where Hudson Park is? This is awesome.
The whole purpose of having a trailhead on a rail trail, bike trail, is to give people a safe place to park and access the trail. And so if we have another trail coming off of our current trailhead, it'll save money for the trail, like they wouldn't need to have to put one in the future, and it just makes it a more versatile and utilized park.
So what the feasibility study is really there to do is to determine that alignment. So that's going to be interaction with the public, with property owners, and looking high level at the constructability and feasibility.
Some things to know. The Delaware Department of Health will hold a car seat check for people on the lower shore. According to the agency, experts will help make sure those car seats are installed correctly. Organizers say it's taking place from 9 a.m. to noon at the Salisbury Fire Station.
Up next, Pocomoke Indian Nation permanence. We will tell you how the tribe says its new historical marker impacts their community. Stay with us on CoastTV News Today.
Looking across Delmarva, a new roadside marker is now honoring the Pocomoke Indian Nation and their ancestral homelands on the eastern shore. People gathered at the Worcester County Visitor Center in Pocomoke City to unveil the new historical marker. The ceremony was held by Maryland Department of Transportation and the Pocomoke Indian Nation. Organizers say that the event celebrated the tribe's history, culture, and the lasting presence during Native American History Month.
It's history, it's heritage, and it's culture. We think signs is a two-dimensional object, but it's really a three-dimensional conversation piece. Not only is it relaying the history that's written on it, but it's also a conversation piece to have.
Tribal members say the marker is not just about the past. It's sparking conversations now and helping people to connect with the Pocomoke Nation's story.
Check this out. An unusual day at the Lewis-Rehoboth Canal. An iguana rescue surprised members at Cape Water Tours. The business posted these pictures to its Facebook page of the little guy. There you see him right there. Those who rescued the iguana say it was returned home safely.
Hope your Thursday morning is off to a great start. Delmarva waking up to temperatures in the 40s this morning, so we're not all that bad. We're at 47 in Rehoboth Beach. Plenty of sunshine as our beautiful stretch of weather continues into Ocean City. Fenwick Island will get up into the mid-50s by around lunchtime, and the winds are going to once again pick up. A bit more gusty today, upwards of 30, 35, 55 into Lewis and Rehoboth through a lunchtime with wall-to-wall sunshine. As we make our way into Crisfield, temperatures beginning in the 40s, rising into the mid to upper 50s through the bay, as those winds will gust out of the northwest anywhere between about 30 to 35 through the afternoon. Karen Smith, Seaford, Delaware, congratulations on winning an umbrella from Coast TV, and you can always get your latest forecast by calling our First Alert weather phone. We'll talk about some shower chances over the weekend coming up in the next half hour.
Thank you, Chris. And after the break on CoastTV News today, a government reopen after funding bill review. We'll tell you how the end to the historic shutdown could impact you.
Also, we have a review of lighting regulations. We'll tell you what Rehoboth Beach officials say an ordinance could include.
And battling budget shortfall, we'll tell you how Delaware leaders will discuss this and other issues today at 3 separate special sessions. CoastTV News Today. We'll be right back.
Now on Coast TV News.
Glaring issue why the city of Rehoboth Beach is looking to establish rules on outdoor lighting.
Fiscal fix. What is taking place today by the Delaware General Assembly to address a $400 million shortfall.
Waking up to temperatures in the 40s this Thursday morning, bright blue skies and breezy conditions await as our dry weather pattern marches on.
Penny's final press. Why the last of the coins were produced and some potential problems with this change to U.S. currency.
This is Coast TV News Today.
November 13th, 2025. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Pensick. Good morning, Grace.
Good morning, Matt. I'm Grace Eckerly. Thank you for being up with us.
5:30 a.m. Grace, I feel like this is my bad. I forgot to tell you, because when we bring in First Alert meteorologist Chris Mastrobono, it is Wear Gray Day today.
I'm offended. See, you can wear your gray. I feel like I made it known. I love Thursday. It's my favorite day of the week. I need it to be the shining spot to brighten up your Thursday and maybe Chris's instead of some gray.
I know I'm not the shiny spot, so I'm glad you are filling that role for us here.
Well, then let's take a look at Chris Mastrobono. He'll give us the forecast and his fashion choice of the day.
Good morning, Grace and Miami and Matt matching here this morning, and we had another round of northern lights last night, not as strong as back on Tuesday night as that magnetic field begins to weaken over Earth. So not expecting any bright, vibrant northern lights tonight on the peninsula. We're at 47 in Ocean City. You can see clear skies. We're dry. Shower activity well to our north. High pressure back off to the west is pushing eastward, and it's going to settle right over the area through the day today and into the start of the weekend. We're running about 10 degrees warmer in Salisbury, so you can see temperatures across the area much milder than previous mornings. We're at 47 Rehoboth, 47 in Milford, and 49 in Laurel. Wind speeds are anywhere between about 5 to 15 miles an hour with some gusts to 20 at the coast, and the winds are going to be picking up through the day, gusting as high as 35 miles an hour. And we're going to continue the sunshine and dry weather right into Friday, and we're going to see those highs generally in the mid to upper 50s here over the next few days. Wall-to-wall sunshine from the coast, inland, and across the eastern shore, with those temperatures getting up into the mid to upper 50s. Again, those winds will be gusting as high as 35 miles an hour out of the northwest. We'll talk about that weekend ahead in my full 7-day forecast. Grace.
Thank you, Chris. And it's our top story this half hour. Delaware lawmakers will address a projected budget shortfall today. The state's General Assembly will reconvene for an extraordinary session to address a looming $400 million shortfall. Lawmakers will weigh a bill that would decouple Delaware tax code with federal law because Democrats say that new federal breaks will cause the state to lose a lot of money.
Also taking place today at Legislative Hall, there is discussion on remote participation for lawmakers. House Substitute 1 for House Resolution 19 updates rules to allow members to attend and participate remotely, but only if a quorum of lawmakers is physically present in Dover. According to the legislation, the Speaker of the House would still need to authorize any remote participation. Anyone participating remotely would be required to appear on camera for votes and attendance roll calls. And to be clear, the remote participation is only during special sessions.
Also scheduled to take place during the session is a focus on property taxes. According to lawmakers, Senate Bill 206 would extend the deadline for paying 2025-2026 property taxes in Newcastle County. Delaware officials say the move is needed after a court case delayed the mailings of tax bills. The current payment deadline is November 30th, but under the new measure, that date would move to December 31st, 2025. And the city of Rehoboth Beach is looking at becoming dark sky friendly. That's according to officials. The city says that it does not have a formal rule regulating outdoor lighting.
Yeah, we're going to go live now to the nation's summer capital with our Lisa Weber. This week, the city is looking at establishing some regulations. Good morning, Elisa.
Good morning, Matt and Grace. Right now we are in Rehoboth Beach where of course it is dark outside, and according to the city, they adopted a resolution about regulating outdoor lighting, but they never passed an ordinance that would regulate lights like the ones you see all around me. And on Friday, the city is going to look at a proposed ordinance called the Rehoboth Beach Dark Skies Ordinance. And according to city officials, the purpose would be to establish regulations and a process to review outdoor lighting. The city says the rules aim to minimize direct glare and prevent excessive lighting, which would improve views of the night sky. They claim it will help preserve Rehoboth Beach's quality of life, promote wildlife habitation and migration, provide sufficient lighting where it is needed to promote safety and security, conserve energy, and more. And that meeting will be held tomorrow at 10 a.m. Back to you.
Thank you, Elisa. We're now taking a live look into Washington, D.C. this morning. The federal government is open again today. That's after the House passed a stopgap funding bill Wednesday night, and the president signed it shortly after.
And as Amy Kiley shows us, the ramifications are impacting people across the country.
The reopening of the government is having real-world impacts on Americans today. More services are becoming available again with the return of furloughed federal employees. They're set to get back pay, and some experts predict an economic rebound.
Even though it gets made up in the measured GDP data, the real human impact is never fully recovered.
For people on Obamacare, the reopening could mean their health insurance costs will more than double. The bill does not guarantee an extension of expiring subsidies. Democrats vow to keep fighting.
Either Republicans finally decide to extend the Affordable Care Act tax credits this year, or the American people will throw Republicans out of their jobs next year.
The House Speaker says he wants program reforms first.
I'm not going to guarantee a vote on ACA unreformed COVID-era subsidies that is just a boondoggle to insurance companies and robs the taxpayer. We got a lot of work to do on that.
It's unclear when flight schedules will return to normal, but SNAP benefits should be available again soon.
Food should not be up for a bargain. Everyone should have the right to eat.
For many programs, the bill provides funding through January. The president is urging Senate Republicans to reduce Democrats' power in the chamber before then.
If we had the filibuster terminated, this would never happen again.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
New this morning, an update to a story we brought to you on Wednesday. On your screen right now are the winners of the Delaware's EDGE 2.0 grant competition. EDGE stands for Encouraging Development, Growth, and Expansion. And Juniper Modern Market in Milton is a cafe, grocery, and marketplace that's set to open in January. Officials say the business is receiving $125,000 to purchase equipment.
Happening today, a roundtable is being held to discuss the state of Medicaid. State Senator Marie Pinky says that the discussion will focus on the health care challenges facing southern Delaware, specifically about the future of Medicaid in Delaware. The roundtable is this morning at 10 a.m. at BB Healthcare in Lewis.
And also today, an update is expected at South Bethany's Bicycle and Pedestrian Safety Committee meeting. According to the agenda there, they're looking at stop sign enhancements, and this could include what the town is calling trouble spots like Russell and Canal Roads. Also on the agenda, discussion on motorized scooters and off-season hazards. This is taking place at 2 p.m.
After 238 years, the U.S. Mint produced its last penny today. Earlier this year, President Donald Trump announced that he ordered the nation to stop making the penny, saying that each one cost nearly 4 cents to create. Other coins, including the nickel, dime, and quarter, will remain in circulation, although the penny already seems obsolete to some consumers. Its removal is causing problems for some merchants, who will now have to round prices either up or down. And dropping a penny will create a greater need for nickels, which are the most expensive coin to mint.
Although today we say goodbye to the continued production of our copper 1 cent coin, let me be crystal clear. The penny remains legal tender. We have over 300 billion pennies that remain in circulation, and we encourage you to use them.
The U.S. Treasurer also says that ending penny production will save the American taxpayer approximately $56 million a year in just production costs alone.
Got a lot more news to get to. Don't go anywhere.
And coming up, new case versatility, how Apple says its new iPhone case can be utilized several different ways.
Also, Seahawks seek three-peat, how Sussex Academy's boys soccer team earned another chance at a state championship.
And Cape students come back to class. We'll tell you why school leaders say they were dismissed early on Wednesday. Stay with us on Coast TV News today.
Good Thursday morning, Delmarva, as we take a live look into Lewis. It's a chilly, dry start to our day with temperatures in the 40s. We're at 49 in Indian River Inlet, 46 in Milford, 49 in Laurel. We're seeing clear skies and high pressures building in and going to keep us nice and dry. In fact, we're beginning to see some moderate drought across the area. Northwestern portions of Sussex County, southern Kent, all the way down into portions of Dorchester County, as well as western portions of Wycomico County. So we have a sliver there of moderate drought that we're keeping an eye on. As far as rainfall goes in Georgetown, we're running a little shy here this month, about 85/10 of an inch. But when you look at the year as a whole, we're running about over 1.5 inches. Now, when we look at the 8 to 14 day precipitation outlook, we're looking at slightly wetter than normal conditions here from November 21st through the 27th. We will talk about some smaller rain chances over the weekend. I'll have that for you here in a little bit.
Cape Henlopen High School students are expected to return to classes today after being sent home Wednesday due to a power outage. School officials say it was around 7:30 when the substation in the city went down. The high school remained in the dark even while power came back online in other parts of Lewis. The school says the power eventually returned there as well, and classes should resume as normal on Thursday.
Sounds like a fun day for those high school kids. And a heads up for drivers in Worcester County. The State Highway Administration is placing a deteriorated stormwater pipe that's along MD 589. That's Racetrack Road at Gray's Corner Road. And the Maryland Department of Transportation says that work starts Sunday night and they expect it to wrap up by Thursday, November 20th.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Sussex Academy boys soccer is becoming a dynasty. The Seahawks have won back-to-back Delaware Division II state titles, and now they have a chance to get a three-peat. Sussex Academy beat Sanford 2-0 last night in the state semifinals. That's the 8th shutout victory for the Seahawks this season. Half of their 16 wins have been clean sheets. On the offensive end, seniors Chase Bollinger and Jesse Jean-Louis scored for Sussex Academy. So the numbers and final scores say that the defense and offense shined. Head coach RJ Dina agrees.
I mean, I really feel like it was a complete performance from this group. And with Sussex Academy, at this point, it's the expectation. So it feels like this is where we belong, and that's our mentality. That's been our mindset all year long, even when people counted us out.
Sussex Academy plays St. Mark's in the championship game. The Seahawks beat the Spartans in each of their title runs over the last 2 seasons, including the finals 2 years ago. This year's championship is Saturday at noon up at Dover High School. Follow at Delmarva Sports on Facebook and Twitter for updates. That'll do it for sports. Have a great day, folks.
Basketball fans are getting a front row seat to Delaware Bluecoats action this season. The Delmarva Sports Network is teaming up with the NBA G League affiliate of the Philadelphia 76ers to broadcast 11 home games through March 27th. And the first broadcast tips off tonight at 7 on DSN, featuring full in-game coverage with interviews and analysis.
As Matt mentioned, you can watch that Delaware Bluecoats game tonight on DSN at 7 p.m. then catch that final score at 11 p.m.
Coming up this weekend, Sunday Night Football here on Coast TV. Week 11 in the NFL sees a battle of division leaders when the Eagles host the Lions. Coverage starts at 7 p.m. and then stay tuned after the game for Coast TV News.
Movies, streaming, and celebrity news. Here's David Daniel with today's Hollywood Minute.
Princess Rosalina, you're coming with me.
Captain Marvel herself, Brie Larson, plays another overpowered super being in the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Nintendo revealed the title and casting in a live stream, and the trailer racked up more than 1 million views in its first 4 hours on YouTube. The animated adventure is due in theaters April 3rd.
This is something you did. And everything you lost. Everything you're about to lose. You ready? You deserve to lose it.
Response officers Grace, Annie, and Tommy face the facilitators of Belfast organized crime in the new season of Blue Lights. The show won this year's BAFTA TV Award for Best Drama Series. Season 3 of Blue Lights premieres on BritBox today. It's a big day for Whoopi Goldberg. The EGOT winner, comedian, author, and TV personality turns 70 years old today. Happy birthday, Whoopi Goldberg. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
If you're having a rough week, cheer up with a weekly dose of local good news from Coast TV with personal features, some fun things to do each weekend, and more. Feel free to sign up for free at coasttv.com/sign up to get your weekly dose of joy directly to your inbox on Friday.
Well, we have another beautiful day ahead of us here on Delmarva. Temperatures rising into the mid to upper 50s, wall-to-wall sunshine, and those winds are going to be picking up through the morning and afternoon, gusting as high as 35 miles an hour. Have details about how long the dry, sunny weather is going to stick around right after the break.
The time is now 5:49, and we're taking a live look into Rehoboth Beach this morning. The sun's not up yet, but Chris, it's Thursday. If you're like me, a lot of people are making their plans for the weekend, and you're saying that this beautiful weather we have for today, you're forecasting to stick with us through Saturday.
Yeah, we'll see a few shower chances overnight Saturday into early Sunday, but overall we're looking pretty nice here over the next few days, and we're doing pretty good temperature-wise. Few cool spots, Ocean Pines 35, 38 Willards, 43 Salisbury, but we are at 46 Redden and as well as in Milton. We are seeing those winds out of the west-northwest. We're seeing some gusts upwards of 14 in Millsboro, 23 Indian River Inlet to 12 in Bethany Beach, and the winds are going to be picking up through the morning and afternoon. That's why we still have these small craft advisories up through the Bay, the Delaware coast, and these run through 6 a.m. Friday, and then the one from Ocean City through Assateague Island, Chickateague, that runs through 7 o'clock tonight, and then along the Bay from Cambridge down through Smith Island, that runs through 5 o'clock this evening. Clear skies is really going to be the theme through the day today. High pressure building in. You see some snow showers and rain showers well to our north across upstate New York, but there's that high pressure system that's going to be pushing eastward throughout the day today and really settling in through the start of the weekend. We're at 47 in Rehoboth Beach. Plenty of sunshine at sunrise at 6:41 this morning. 49 by around 9 this morning. Highs today generally between about 55 to 59 across the peninsula under mostly sunny skies. Tonight, colder. We dip into the low to mid 30s beginning Friday. Sunshine continues through the afternoon as we get up once again into the mid 50s. We'll see a few clouds increase, it looks like Friday night, but overall we stay dry. There's those winds out of the northwest throughout the day today, gusting to 35. They'll relax a bit through the overnight and into Friday before we'll see some more breezy conditions, I think, by the time we get to Saturday and Sunday. Temperature-wise, we're going to hover right in the mid to upper 50s here over the next 3 days, bump to 66 as we go into Sunday ahead of a cold front that's going to usher in a brisk air mass as we begin the start of next week. So a warm front's going to be lifting through the area Saturday night, so most of Saturday is dry. Looks like most of the shower activity will arrive overnight into the start of Sunday. So Sunday is going to be a damp start, but I think we do salvage the day, not a complete washout as that warm front pushes through. See a few showers in the morning, but by the afternoon we're drier. mid to upper 60s, and then the cold front's going to be coming through, and then that brisk air mass will be pushing into the area, as we're going to be only seeing highs early next week in the upper 40s to around the 50-degree mark. So we're at 55 into Friday, mostly sunny skies. We're at 58 Saturday, and then by Sunday we see there's chance of rain, at least in the morning. Not a big threat of rain there, 66. And then we're going to see temperatures fall back to around 50 on Monday. It's going to be a brisk and windy start to the week, 49 by next Tuesday. Grace.
Thank you, Chris. Not quite sure what to make about this one. Apple has unveiled a limited edition pocket case for iPhones. They call it the iPhone Pocket. The 3D knitted accessory is made of stretchy nylon and polyester. And there's a long strap version, and that case can be worn, they say, like a crossbody, and it sells for $230. A short version of the Pocket fits your wrist or attached to a bag. That goes for $150. The cases are designed to fit any iPhone model.
Grace, here's something that costs a little bit less than that. Trader Joe's is selling these canvas micro totes with a grocery bag inside for a limited time. The reusable tiny bags are about 4 inches by 3 inches in size and big enough to carry your keys or spare change. I don't think it would hold an iPhone, but the totes are available in 3 colors, blue, green, and red. The micro totes cost under $3.
Now time for our favorite part of the day. It is 5:53. It's time to check in with our coastal pet of the day. Pets, plural today.
Yeah, we got pets in this hour. We got Tango and Charlie.
Oh.
As you can see, they loved any soft spot in the house, but apparently this chair, we're being told, that is their favorite place.
Well, my childhood dog was actually named Tango, so I got a special place in my heart for our coastal pets today, and we want to see more of your pets on Delmarva. You can send us your photos and tell us what makes them so special if you take a look at your screen now.
Yeah, scan that QR code at the top center there to get your friends to Coast TV News, and then watch weekdays from 5 to 7 a.m. like you're doing right now to see all the pets we feature.
A beautiful day awaits here on the peninsula. Wall-to-wall sunshine, temperatures reaching the mid to upper 50s this afternoon. Those winds will be picking up out of the northwest, gusting as high as 35 miles an hour. Your 10-day forecast shows a colder morning for Friday. Will be in the low to mid 30s, 55 by the afternoon. Mostly sunny skies. Clouds increase through Saturday, but we stay dry through the day. We're looking at shower activity rolling in overnight Saturday through Sunday, so not a complete washout of a weekend. Temperature-wise, we're up to 66 on Sunday ahead of a cold front that's going to bring a chillier air mass in. So we start next week quite blustery with temperatures in the upper 40s, low 50s. And then you see we rebound late next week back into the lower 60s.
Blustery, you say?
Yes.
All right. Thanks, Chris. And coming up in our next hour, we're going to talk about the revenue rescue with Delaware staring at a large shortfall. What the General Assembly is working on later today to address this financial situation. That and more when we continue with Coast TV News Today.